Set and setting, right?
Oh, no.
It's all about set and setting.
After our first contact went so badly, we thought elements from your past might help ease you into the present.
Nothing comforts anxiety like little nostalgia.
And that's a clip from Matrix Resurrections. Delighted to say that two of its stars, Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, join us from, it's impossible to say where. It's a white backdrop, two directors' chairs. Hello, Keanu. Hello, Carrie-Anne. How are you doing?
Hi, good, thank you.
We're good. We're in Los Angeles, beaming to you live.
Well, it's very nice for you to spend some time with us. We appreciate that very much. So look, we remember 2003, guys, and remember how it ended for you. I don't know if you can give spoilers after, so many years, but it was kind of it, wasn't it? That, Neo.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you guys, you weren't in.
We're both dead.
Okay.
Let's just say it. Let's call it as it is.
All right.
We were dead.
We're both dead at the end of the last film. So how come we've got where we are? Tell us, just introduce us to Matrix Resurrections.
Well, I mean, as the title implies, we've been resurrected. And through the impulse of storytelling, and it's all explained in the film. But there was that tricky bit about that we're dead, but we're back and we're better than ever.
Okay, so I don't feel as though we've moved on very much. So let me try. Carrie-Anne. So, how did you explain this? So I think you have teenage kids. How did you explain this movie to them? So if someone is approaching this movie having not seen the other three, take us into this? What do you say?
Oh, I'm so not, it's not my forte. I don't think I've explained it to my kids. I want them to be surprised by it as well. I think we're, entering into another conversation and another level of the conversation about what is reality and what is real and what is the Matrix. And we find our Thomas Anderson living in the Matrix yet again, and what it means to awaken from that. And there's so many layers to the film. It's kind of hard to put in a soundbite.
And
really,
he loves Trinity. He's going to try and find Trinity. And yeah. So there's the Matrix. There's still the real world. There's still the machines, the rebellion, so yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and so to explain it, it's about.
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry. It's
of course.
It's a film. You follow a character, Thomas Anderson, in his seeking to see if he's actually living in a computer-generated world, and finding out that he is, and what happens next.
Thank you, Carrie-Anne. Did you always think this would happen? Did you think that there would be a fourth, or was it always your assumption that was what with you being dead and all, that would be it?
yeah, I never thought that this would ever happen. It was, in my mind, a beautiful experience that had come to an end, and respectfully so. And I had such a full experience doing all three of the films, and it never crossed my mind that we would ever do it again. Even with the slight rumors that would be out there, when I would hear those rumors, they never included me in when I would think about them. Oh, if they were to do that, it wouldn't include me. So I was really shocked when I got that phone call from Lana Wachowski saying we're going to do it again.
Keanu, were you equally surprised? Had you heard more rumors sort of off and on over the years?
Yes, I had. Yeah, so when I got the call as well from Lana, I was surprised and happily shocked.
Can you tell me what you thought of the script? So Lana's a co-writer along with the incredible David Nichol from Cloud Atlas fame. What was when you read that script, what did you think? Carrie-Anne first.
Oh, I was, we read it together at a kitchen table at Lana's home, and I had no idea what to expect. So I think I was a little bit in shock. Every page, it was like, what's next? What's next? What's next? I thought it was incredible, but it took some time to process it and to then understand it and work on it. What did you think?
I thought the same. I mean, it was, I had the benefit of speaking with Lana a little beforehand and kind of going through the plot and a little bit of why she was doing it. And but I thought that, working with, David Mitchell was part of the writing room with Lana, but reading the script, taking multiple themes, multiple characters and threading them together and telling this story, I thought was masterfully done.
You are famous, Keanu. We've spoken before about how rigorous you are and your work ethic and what boot camp is like. I wonder if can you compare can you tell us what Matrix boot camp is like? Maybe Carrie-Anne, maybe you go first on this, because the training that you would have had to go in for this movie must have been quite something.
Yeah, it's quite fun. And you're right about his work ethic. It's really inspiring to be around. Yeah, it was, every day for weeks, probably a couple months, every Monday through Friday, hours of stretching and kicking and punching and learning choreography and practicing different elements that we were going to do. And then add on to that 2 hours of physical training, like just cardio, Pilates for me. It was fun. I mean, it was hard, but it was enjoyable. I enjoyed that part of being in the Matrix.
Keanu, I mean, you love this stuff, but compare this boot camp. Was it tough for you too?
Yeah, I hadn't kicked in a while, so the kicking was took some time.
That's you said it was, but that sounded as though it wasn't any big deal, really. It sounded as though you were so John Wick ripped that actually you could just step into this and it was no big deal.
Well, I mean, certainly working on the John Wick films I'd learned a lot and prepared a lot. But there are two different styles. And so getting back into the movie Kung Fu and certainly the kicking was a brave new world.
I found this quote, Carrie-Anne, you gave about Keanu. So just as we're talking about work ethic, that so this is Carrie-Anne about you, Keanu, that your work ethic is unlike anyone I've ever met. He trains harder, works harder, cares more, and always asks more and more questions. Do you recognize that?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Do you recognize that,
true.
Keanu?
I can't speak to that, but sounds nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it's true.
What was the most challenging aspect of this film? Again, no one wants to give anything away. Can you talk about the toughest scenes that you had to do?
I would say the whole premise of having lived a life, so dealing with the past and then being in the present, and in the present, not trusting the present, not trusting the world that you're in. How to play that, to me was challenging, but I use that word begrudgingly. I mean, because that challenge is also what's great about it. So for me, it was really exciting to take everything in, and then after Lana said action, just to be and to react and to feel. It's a beautiful role, but that I would say that was the most delicate part of it.
Okay, Carrie-Anne, the toughest for you?
Well, we do have a kind of a big action sequence at the end of the movie that entailed facing some fears for me that I think it was tough, but it was a good kind of tough. I really like to challenge myself, especially. I mean, I love challenging myself physically. That's one thing, but I love challenging my mind. And that was definitely a lot of what I call mind training, to be able to leap off the building.
Yeah, we had to jump off a building that was like 40 some odd stories high.
Yeah.
500 feet.
500 feet.
So I can imagine that would be tough. I didn't want to mention that scene because I thought it might be giving too much away. But
Well, it's in the trailer, so I feel like People see it in the trailer, so I think it's okay. I hope, or I'm fired.
Okay. Yeah. Well, some trailers give too much away, I think. But anyway,
I
so
agree, sir.
yeah. But why does that happen? Why can't directors say not that? That's actually the final scene, which you've seen in some of the movies.
Well, it's show business, and usually the business side who paid for it usually get the last vote.
On that subject, Keanu, one of the times we spoke to you on the program was for Side by Side, the documentary that you made in 2012 about, it's like a history of film creation, and it was enormously entertaining and fascinating, and looking at film tech and the new digital innovations. And I was thinking that this project, the Matrix project, is like the perfect way of looking at the tech development and where it's going, comparing 1999 with 2021. I think that film needs to be kind of made again, really.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah, something that we thought was on the precipice of change is now the new norm. Yeah, we shot the Matrix trilogy on film, and we shot Resurrections digitally. And a lot of the digital, so I think it was kind of the new legacy of using a digital camera. But certainly the technology of computer generated images and how you create them has definitely developed a lot over the past 20 years.
And as a student of film, I just wondered, because as you said, you felt then in 2012 you're on the beginning of something. Are things changing just as fast now, or is that something from a few years back?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the cutting edge, then it started to talk into virtual cameras. And so, a lot of the work on Avatar by Jim Cameron was pushing forward the idea of virtual cameras, and that now is a new norm. Virtual cameras, now it's LED backgrounds, like on series like Mandalorian. And so I would say volumetric filming with virtual cameras, and also how gaming has kind of come into it and influenced storytelling. And now it's, how do you capture for virtual reality? So multi-lens cameras, 3D filming, volume filming, or image capture.
Yeah.
And then how's that translating into digital experiences in AR, VR, etc.
I think Side by Side Part 2 needs to be. I know you're not under pressure to make another one, but I'm just.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's really going to be the portal into how we start to experience storytelling.
Yeah. Well, Carrie-Anne, can I ask you, because one other thing people will come out of your movie wondering, again, the comparison with 1999, that the Matrix metaphor kind of works even more now, that in comparison with where we were in 1999, we spend so much more time online, that the idea that we're being manipulated and the idea that we're maybe a slave to something maybe is even more appropriate for this film than it was before.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got my first laptop when we shot the first Matrix. It was one of those, they had them in the orange and the blue, and they were like really cute and really pretty, and
It's just a toy.
And all I knew what to do was send an email. I didn't even know you could go on anywhere. To thinking now where I'm, have my phone with me like it's my my part of me. I don't know where it is. It's a big panic because it holds the way that I communicate with the people that I love. And yeah, I think it's definitely, it's so quick how quickly we've adapted to this new way of being dependent on those devices.
Same for you, Keanu?
Yeah, I mean, I think Matrix Resurrections is really showing the futuristic aspect too, in terms of, the idea of man and machine and how we communicate and who we are kind of becoming more combined. And in the film, it speaks a lot to artificial intelligence and sentient programs. So, and how they can move in real space. So it's cool how the Wachowski is also looking to the future.
Yeah. Our time is up. Keanu Reeves Carrie-Anne Moss, thank you so much for your time. And I know we're just getting started, but
I know.
Let's
do a special.
Okay.
Holiday Matrix special.
Okay, let's do it. Have a word with your people. But for now, anyway,
We'll
Keanu and
have your
Carrie-Anne.
people talk to our people.
Happy holidays,
Happy
man.
holidays.
Thank you, and the same
Thank
to you.
you.
Cheers, guys.